Hello everyone. So in this video again we'll be continuing our discussion of the various aptitude based questions that we come across the recruitment drives of multiple companies, be it your tech based companies or be it your home firm companies. So across various recruitment drives, be it your on campus or off campus drives, the various companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Google, or various service based companies like Wipro, Techem, or any core sector companies, be it for electrical, civil, or mechanical, there's always an aptitude section, and these are the questions that we'll be dealing with. These questions are one among those previous year questions that we have seen across multiple papers of this recruitment drives as well. So our core intention of this video would be to get you familiarized with the kind of questions that come in this paper, and we'll try to cover as many domains as possible so that you are already familiarized with the pattern of question and the ideal approach towards tackling each and every one of these questions in general. So let's take a look. So, in an four examiners can examine a certain number of answer paper in 10 days by working 15 hours. How many hours would two examiner have to work in order to examine twice as many number of papers in 20 days? Okay. So initially, let's try and solve this particular question. So initially number of we have people 1 equal to 10, number of people who are working, hours 1, number of hours in a day being 5, and no 10 days, sorry, people is 4, my bad, there are four examiners, right? So 4 examiners, number of 5 hours per day, and days will be total. How many days we have? We have total 10 days. Okay. In the second scenario, and work, let work equal to x. Okay, let work equal to x. Now, in the second condition, we have people is 2. How many hours? We need to determine hours. Okay, we have days equal to 10. We have days equal to how many days? 20 days, and work is equal to twice. Okay, so we have twice the number of work. Now let me give you a brief idea regarding the approach towards this kind of question. Suppose number of days is constant. Okay, suppose days is constant, so work will be directly proportional to number of people who are working. So more number of people working, more work will be done for a limited number. For a, suppose I need to work for 10 days, so 100 people will do more work as compared to 10 people. Okay, so that's the whole idea. So work is directly proportional to people. Also, work is directly proportional to number of hours work. Work is directly proportional to number of hours work. Work is also directly proportional to the days, number of days worked. Okay, more number of days, more the work. So this particular question, since everything is directly proportional, so we can write W equal to KPHD. We can represent C. So K can be given as W by people, hours and days. We can write for all the cases. So for here also we can write K1 equal to W1, W1, say W2. People 1, hour 1, day 1. So here also K2, K is some random constant, W2, people 2, hour 2, day 2. Okay. So let me just take the reciprocal of the same. It doesn't matter since it's a constant. So I can again write K1 dash, say, for that matter. So people 1, hour 1, day 1 by work 1, or here K2 dash being people 2, hour 2, day 2 by work 2. Now let us assume K1 dash equal to K2 dash. It's a constant, so we can assume that, so there's no issue with that. So therefore what we'll have is people 1, hour 1, day 1 by work 1 equal to people 2, hour 2, day 2 by work 2. So let me substitute all the values. So 4, 10, 5, by x equal to people 2 is 2, hour 2 we need to find out, day 2 is 20 by twice x. Okay, this gets cancelled, 2 2 goes, 2 2. So therefore our H2 will be 10 hours per day. So therefore let me just write it here, H equal to 10, H2 equal to 10 hours per day. I hope this is clear, the approach towards solving this kind of question. It was a fairly simple question. All we did was we determined the relationship amongst all the variables and finally substitute the value in accordance to that. Next, let's move to question number 2. So second question is pertaining to simple interest. Let's take a look. A sum was put at simple interest at a certain rate for 2 years. Had it been 3% higher rate, it would have fetched rupees 300 more. Then the sum is, okay, for 2 years, 3% more will fetch 300. Okay, so 3% more will actually fetch us 300 more. So this is for 2 years. Okay, so now since simple interest basically grows at a uniform rate, so if we take out for 1 year 3% more will actually fetch by 2, since a year has decreased by half, so this will also decrease by half, 150 more. So therefore 1% will simply be 150 by 3 equal to 50. So therefore 100% will be 5000, which is our answer. So this is a simple approach, simple question enough. All we did was define the relationship between each of the elements here, and basically we just backtracked from our initial value which was given to find the final result. So hopefully this is clear. So with that said, let's move to the third question. So the third question is again pertaining to simple interest. So let's take a look. The difference between simple interest received from two different sources on rupees 3 lakh for 2 years is 1500. The difference of the rate of the interest being, so we have two different sources. So let both interest rates be x and y. Okay, so we have the difference between the simple interest received on this, okay, for 2 years. Okay, so let's take a look. X% of 3 lakh minus y% of 3 lakh is equal to 1500. Okay, so this we can write as x minus y% of 3 lakh is equal to 1500. So if we take a look for the percentage of the same, so we have 3 lakh into x minus y by 100 equal to 1500. Okay, this is 2. So therefore x minus y is 0.5. So this 0.5 is, so x minus y equal to 0.5 is for 2 years. Okay, 2 years. Now for 1 year, since interest grows on a linear scale, so 1 year it will be 0.5 by 2 equal to 0.25% growth. So I hope this is clear to you. So with that said, we'll come to the end of the video. I hope all all the things we have discussed, all the 3 questions we have discussed in this video is clear to you. Kindly go through the video and the questions as many times as you like, so that you can get a better understanding of the scene and get an idea on the approaches that are required towards tackling these kinds of questions in general whenever you come across it during whenever you come across these questions during your placement process. So hopefully all the things are clear. So with that said, also one more thing I'd like to add is that, so kindly solve all these questions on your own with this video as a medium of reference, so that you can get an idea of the process and the concepts behind each and every approach that we have taken towards solving this question. So we have covered 2 questions of 3 very different questions in this video as well, and we'll continue to do so in the subsequent videos as well. So with that said, we have come to the end of the video, and hopefully all the things are clear to you. So with that said, I'm signing out. Thank you so much.